Hello and welcome to an RC. Bit of a different video for you today, bit of a testing video. I've come out just quickly because Andrew and I have got a bit of an issue. When going down hills, this doesn't look like a steep hill, but so I can try and move, it is pretty damn steep. It's a nasty drop. The drag brake on the 1080 Hobbywing ESC that we're running, which you can see in there, works brilliantly. Drag brake super strong, no complaints about that. What we do have an issue with is when it's going over a drop and downhill, is it kind of surges forward, and that's quite frightening. You know, you want it to descend nice and slowly. So we're going to play with the settings. The Hobbywing 1080 is on standard settings at the moment. I've got my card here, my program card. Now the settings we're most interested in are because the drag brake is on 100%, always has been, is initial brake force and drag brake rate, so number 8 and number 10. I don't know what max brake force is. Number 7, let's have a look, see what number 7 is. 7's on 9, so that's maximum, so that's fine. So initial brake force should be 8, that's on setting 1, so that's 0%. Drag brake is on number 9, which is 100%, and drag brake rate at the moment I believe it's on number 4, so that's setting 10. Yes, so really the two parameters we're interested in that I'm going to change today are number setting 8 and setting 10. Let's do a first run. I'll unplug this, leave it as it is. Everything else is standard on these settings, so we're going to run it down here. I'm going to film it and we'll see what it looks like, and then we'll compare the other settings. Okay, so that was run number 1 with the settings just as standard as I showed you. I was throttling it a bit on purpose to kind of give you the idea that obviously when it's on a hill it kind of shoots off. So we'll now change the settings. I'll bring the truck back up and then we'll do another video. Okay, so in preparation for the next run, the settings again, just to recap, max brake force, well that was actually, sorry it's not that one, it's initial brake force, so that's on 0. So let's turn that up to, I think, 25%. If I do them, you know, in two small increments, you're probably not going to notice the difference. So setting 8, which is on 0, which is setting 1, I'll turn it up to number 5, which is 25%. So item 8 is on 1. Just confirm that's value 5, which is 25%, so that's initial brake force. Drag brake rate on level 4, let's turn that up to level 7. So that's number 10. 7. Okay, so press OK, that should have saved it. Fantastic, we'll then try it again. Okay, so that's the second run with the settings turned up a little bit. Again, I'm being quite harsh. I haven't got the throttle trim turned down, so I'm doing this on purpose to exaggerate the test. But that, to me, it still jumped, obviously, but I mean, this truck crawls lovely downhill if you don't touch the throttle, but that's not really the issue we've got. So it definitely braked earlier, I think. Well, I say indefinitely until I watch the footage back. I need to I need to confirm, but I'm fairly sure that seemed better. So let's get it back up the hill and do the next test. Okay, so this will be the next run. Go back to this program card. Let's go to setting 8, just to double check. Initial brake force, so that was on 25%. Now let's put it up to 37.5, see what that does. So that's number 7. So let's change the value. So that's on 37%. So the next one, number 10, was on setting 7, which is drag brake rate, level 7. Let's put it to level 8, so that'll be setting 8. See what that does before we wind everything up to maximum. So that's been okayed, so let's do another run. Okay, so that's run number 3. That seemed to me to be a little bit sharper again. Again, I was being harsh with the throttle. This time it seemed to brake earlier and almost lock up. I don't recall it doing that last time. Again, I need to watch the video to back properly to make my decision, but to me it seemed to brake faster, which is what you would expect, and there'd be less of an issue of it kind of jerking. A reason why I went back up the hill this time in reverse was because I wasn't too sure if it was freewheeling on its own, but it does, but it seems to freewheel a little bit slower. So yeah, we'll put everything to maximum, bring it up the hill and try again. Okay, so here we are again, next setting. So let's go back to setting 8. So that's on level 7 at the moment. Let's turn that up to level 9, so that's a 50%. So it's a bit of a jump from 37. So let's change setting 8 to number 9. And then setting 10, drag brake rate to level 9. So that everything's on maximum now. Okay. Let's see what that does. Video coming shortly. Okay, I didn't see a lot of difference between the settings on that one. It seemed quite similar to the settings before, so I think there's definitely a difference between the standard settings and those settings. There's one more thing I want to try, so another setting on the program card. So we'll bring it back up and we'll do that as well. Okay, so the last setting I want to try is something on the program card called freewheeling, number 15. I've not been able to find out really what this does. Different descriptions on forums and YouTube. So only way to tell is to test. Yeah. So just to confirm that the settings I've just used. So The number 8 initial brake force is again on maximum, and drag brake rate setting 10 is on maximum. So I've left those, I've left those consistent. So let's go to freewheeling. So number 15, 2 is disabled and it's currently disabled. Let's enable it and see what happens. So number 15 is enabled, change it, well, disabled, sorry, now it's enabled. Saved, let's try it again. I'm not sure about that one. Strange. To me it seems like it's softer. It doesn't let you apply quite so much throttle, and it's not quite as harsh. Don't know. Again, I need to... Sorry about the dodgy jump cut there. I've reached the recording limit of the camera. Yeah, I think that seems a bit softer. I'm going to watch the videos back when I'm editing them, and then do like a little piece to camera just to see what I think and if I can notice any difference at all. It may be that there's very little, but it certainly to me seemed like it was easier to cope with downhill. It wasn't quite so scary. There's a little bit more of a safety net, but again, I have to watch the videos back. But it's a good test anyway. So yeah, let's go home and edit them up and see how we get on.